Have you ever known anyone who just went missing? Got out of their car, went for a jog, maybe got off the bus and just vanished? This is a strange tale of exactly that. Back in November of 2014, Jeffrey Meek, 43 at the time, lived in the state of Hawaii along with his pregnant wife Mary Lou and their 2-year-old son. By all accounts, Jeff was described as a doting family man who loved being a husband and father. Jeff's mother liked to boast about his many accolades, such as him being an ex-police officer, a 32nd degree Freemason, and a priesthood holder in his LDS church. For years, Jeff had owned a successful plumbing business, although recently he had confided in his mother that there had been some discrepancy in his books, and they had to regretfully fire several employees for using the company gas card for their own personal use. On Saturday, November 8th, 2014, shortly after waking up, Jeff told his wife that he was going to cut down trees on their recently purchased 20-acre property in Pepe Kao, and that he would join them at the beach later that afternoon. Jeff was excited about the new property, as it was where he had planned to build their family home. Sometime after arriving at the property, Jeff called his nephew Jason and told him that his truck was stuck. At 9:18 a.m., Jason received a strange text from Jeff that said, and I quote, "Walking someplace to cools down. Mary." Soon after receiving the text, Jeff's nephew arrived at the property and found Jeff's Ford F-150 locked with all his tools still inside, but no sign of Jeff. After taking a look around, he came to the conclusion that Jeff probably just tried to walk home and that he would see him the next day at church. At 12 p.m., Mary Lou received a phone call from Jeff's mother, Sandra, and she said, and I quote, "Jeff's not answering his phone. That's not like Jeff." This was extremely uncommon, as Jeff was known to call his mother as often as 6 times a day. Once Mary Lou spoke to Sandra, she immediately tried calling Jeff. When his phone went straight to voicemail, she knew something was wrong. Later on that afternoon, friends and family of Jeff started a search party. They searched all 20 acres and up to 1.5 miles around the property, including the shoreline, yet no sign of Jeff was found. His mom even flew in from California to help organize search efforts. On Tuesday, the 11th of November, the authorities began a search along with friends and family. At some point during this search of the surrounding areas, an employee of Jeff's discovered one of his boots. The boot was located near the coastal cliffs, close to the shoreline. The strangest thing was that was an area that had already been searched 3 days prior. The second boot was found a day later on November 12th by a different employee, 15 yards from the first boot, wedged in some rocks in close proximity to the water's edge. That was the last sign of Jeff that had ever been found. Authorities continued their land and aerial search for the next 2 days before calling it off. His mother even hired a private investigator, but still no clues as to what happened to him. He had mysteriously vanished. Approximately 5.5 years later, his wife Mary Lou would petition the courts to have him pronounced legally dead. It has now been almost 9 years, and still to this day, no one seems to know the truth of what happened to Jeffrey Meek. There's a lot of discrepancy surrounding this case. If you'd like to learn more, the links in the description can give you more insight to the case and more theories as to what happened to Jeffrey Meek. Thank you for watching Strange Tales. If you have any strange tales, such as missing people, ghost stories, or just anything strange and unusual, and you'd like to hear them, feel free to contact me in the email in the description box below. Until next time, keep it strange.